Hi travelers, Tara here. I have been under the weather. My daughter and I are kind of getting over. We thought it was the flu, but it's not the flu. It's like a flu-like kind of a thing. Matter of fact, I'm sitting here with I got a scarf tied around my head and my throat. And so that's why I've been a bit quiet. I'm still not up to par just yet. We have a full moon coming up on the 22nd of this month. That is, I want to say Saturday, and this will be a full moon in Cancer. That's going to be taking us into the Christmas Eve and Christmas Day holiday season. Website members, I've just posted, by the time you see this, well, look, just later on this evening, there's a new metaphysical video going to be posted in the metaphysical gallery. It's on candles, dressing and making your candles, and talking about the difference of not making, like making, but fixing your candles. So there's some information on that for those of you who are interested. I will eventually type up a new ebook to go with that, explaining the candle colors, what they all mean, this, that, and the other. This information you can find out on the website, but it's good to kind of have it all contained in one spot. So give me some time to get that up for you. So what we're going to do is we're just going to open the cards and take a look at this energy coming around this full moon in Cancer. I still have the chills. Well, as you can see, the Ace of Cups has presented itself, but it's presented itself reversed, and that's quite striking to me. There you go. I got this new kitchen table. It's actually not new to me. My best friend was getting rid of it, and I took it, and I like it because it's got tile on the top. So I do a lot of putting together my oils and herbs on this particular table, and I like it. It's very easy to clean. So we're going to pull, I think, Levita Sibila's on this. I've got the chills, you guys. And we're going to wrap it up with the Heart Oracle card. That's what I was led to pull out. So let me burn another ancestor paper to try to get my guides to come down. I did this earlier today, but I was glued in front of the television watching what we thought was going to be the outcome of the sentencing for Michael Flynn, only to discover the judge wasn't having none of it. So, just gonna, oh yeah, the flame's going pretty high. Y'all can see it dancing there on the thing. I'm gonna add a little more incense here. Now, let's go to the rest of the cards. Wow, okay, we have the Tower. And here is a King of Cups. I'm sorry, a King of Coins. The Strength card. The Knight of Coins. And then here is the Six of Swords. Well, the Six of Wands. This is very interesting because we have these forward-facing cards that speak of movement. The Knight of Coins, the Six of Swords, and the Six of Wands. Well, there's our Moon card. And here is a Queen of Wands. So I'm either dealing with an earth sign king. So this is going to be Taurus, Virgo, and or Capricorn. And a fire sign female which is going to be either an Aries, Leo, and or Sagittarius. If not, those particular zodiacal signs, then this is going to represent either the profession or the energy of the two people. But we're definitely looking at two individuals here. This guy is a banker, or he's somebody who could be quite wealthy, maybe own property, maybe, might be somebody who himself is a business owner, somebody who can quote unquote kind of have the Midas touch. But at the same time, it could be someone who is in the negative aspect. Could be somebody who is difficult to deal with, in the sense that they may feel that because they have all of this money, that people should do what they want them to do. They impose their will. It can also sometimes speak to someone who has base instincts and can be someone who's very greedy and corrupt. Okay? Now, typically this card represents a female, or the feminine energy of being an entrepreneur, a business person, somebody who is vivacious, doesn't allow any grass to grow under their feet. They just go out and they do whatever. Can be willful. And when I say the word willful, I don't mean that necessarily in a willful can be both looked at positively and negatively. Willful in the sense that they know exactly what their will is, and they have no problems with enacting that will or going after whatever it is that they're trying to get. But can also be willful in the sense that they can be a bit stubborn themselves. And it's negative. This could be somebody who's quite selfish, very stubborn, quite manipulative, quick to anger. Okay. I have 3 court cards here. So there could be a third party involved in this in some way, shape, or form. I'm looking at these 3 individuals in the boat. But in all honesty, it's that Knight of Coins is not, to me, reading like a person energy. It is reading like an event energy. What do you call it? A message energy. 2 sixes tend to speak to justifiable trust and faith in your partner, whether this is a business partner or a romantic relationship or a friendship, whatever the case may be. But 2 sixes can also speak to insecurities and self-confidence issues are affecting the relationship. I kind of feel like something has gone wrong for this king. Quite unexpectedly. Almost as if an offer or an opportunity was turned down. Okay? And unexpectedly so. I think that they were perhaps taken by surprise quite suddenly by the either refusal or the non-negotiation or the turn down of whatever this opportunity was. It is a cup card, so it could be something related to romance, but definitely there was an emotional component to it. Now, we have the Strength card underneath this, and I have 1, 2, 3 major arcana cards here. There's only 1 cup card, 1 wand, actually 2 wands if I count the court cards, 2 coins, 1 swords card, and these 3 major arcana. The idea to me that the Strength card underneath this upturned or overturned or downward turned Ace of Cups, in a sense, kind of says to me that there's been a decision or a choice or something where someone is turning down something, but in doing so, it just kind of reads as though this, whatever this offer was or this opportunity, really wasn't in the best interest, so to speak. It may have been quite tempting. Cups can be that way. Okay, they can hold lots of tempting things. And somebody turns it down. And they say, you know, whatever, I'm going to face the consequences, or I'm going to do this on my own, whatever the fear of that thing is. Sometimes this card, the Strength card, can be that of getting hold of your emotions. Okay? And we can see that there's some kind of victory in that. There's this idea of something in the past, and I say in the past because this is the past column. Either people or experiences or some kind of assistance that was gained or given that got you through whatever it was that you got through. But in a sense, it kind of speaks to me of being in the past. Not only because of its placement, but because of the idea that those people are on the background of the card. Okay, they're not in the foreground. It's almost like whatever this Strength card represents, in effect, it's not just about it being a long time in coming or a long time in. It's simply about the idea of having taken a moment, took stock, worked through our fears, made the most best and logical decision for yourself or about this particular situation, allows you now to move forward with a more grounded sense of or direction. I don't know if I'm making any sense. But there's also this idea of this Six of Swords, in the sense that this is the event that causes you to move away from whatever thing has been bothering you, has been troubling you. Maybe this is financial, really financial in nature for some of you. Maybe you are trying to get a handle, you know, on your finances. You're going to wrestle that beast down. You're going to do whatever it takes to gain control over this situation. And then setting forth to do that. Eventually this is going to take you from a place where things may not have been so good to at least a calmer environment. By water, around water, near water. There's a travel kind of an aspect. What I think is most interesting in looking at these cards, it's kind of how the scenery of the cards kind of mimic each other. They kind of the green grass. We see that this mountain is closer in the foreground. Those are way in the distance. We see that he's standing on a bluff overlooking something. I don't know. I think that's a road there. So this lets me know that whatever this represents, it leads to this. And this in turn leads to this. And this in turn leads to this. So I have these two horses and a boat. So for some of you, this is the idea perhaps that you are going to be traveling. That's a given for a lot of people over the holidays. But this could also be the idea that there's some kind of message or news or some event. Maybe this is someone coming to where you are. And in the sense that they're coming to where you are, it brings about some kind of change. I just don't quite know what that change is. Because the Six of Wands indicates that there's a victory here. Once I determine that I'm going to have the strength to do whatever I need to do to move myself forward, whether this comes through news or an event, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that. Here's my idea now. I've studied it, I've looked at it, and now I'm ready to implement that. Okay, and that's going to get me, in order for me to do that, I'm going to have to move away, go away, whether mentally, physically, and or mentally, metaphorically. And in doing so, I gain some kind of victory over that. I can be viewed. Sometimes this card is about being a leader. That's what strength. In order to be a leader, it requires strength. It requires knowing your weaknesses as well as what your strengths are. To gently lead people, not out of fear, right? But to show them that you too can do something. You just have to focus on. There's a victory here. This moon card, however, this is a timing issue. I don't know if the cards are telling me that this is a Uranus moon kind of conjunction, that some kind of idea is going to come to you, but that you're not really going to know what to do with it over this full moon period, but that ultimately it's going to perhaps benefit you in some way. This could be convincing someone to come along with you. We see that he's at the top. So in a sense, this may be the idea that this person may have an upper hand or more of a benefit. Sometimes the Six of Swords can represent the idea of a separation of some kind of long-term relationship, be it a friendship, a businessship, a marriage, and or a romance. I feel though that whatever this thing is, the Six of Swords between these two people, in a sense, kind of, it leads both this King of Pentacles and this Queen of Wands in a new direction. And what's interesting is that they are both as well looking in a future-facing direction. There are no characters facing backwards. She is facing backwards, but she's not looking in that direction. She's actually focused on something else. I don't know if this is the idea that maybe whatever this event was that has occurred, it does bring about a separation between the two, but that there's some strength that can be found out of this whole situation, either concerning these two people or is this lesson that these two people teach each other. That was my mom. Let me text her back. Right quick. One second. All right. Hopefully she'll get that. So what I want to do first is I want to take a look at this upside down Ace of Cups. Okay? Because I feel that there's something that the card is trying to tell me that I am not picking up on. And I can't quite place my finger on what that is. I'm going to look at if it'll tell me anything that you need to know. It speaks to sadness, despondency, loneliness, instability, revolution, and mutation. Whatever this nervous thing was, whatever this thing is, this is why the Strength card has... It tells me that there's been an overcoming of this particular situation. Now, I don't know if this relates to this king, if it relates to this queen separately. And this is going to apply no matter if this is same-sex and or heterosexual. Whomever's going to take the role of the male, whomever's going to take the role of the female. It speaks to anxiety and feeling over anxious about everything in life at the moment. It represents tears brought about by feelings of loneliness and a lack of security. And I think that's what this is trying to tell me here. This person may have all of the money in the world, but that's not getting them what they want. This is the sudden realization. This is the collapse. This is the understanding that whatever this is, okay, it's a reckoning, so to speak. This could, not the sense that somebody's lost everything, but there's a, whatever ideas or something that they had built up on whatever it is that they had it built upon doesn't provide them what they need. Remember, we're talking about insecurity. It's not necessarily in a financial sense. This could be a groundedness or lack thereof. It tells of a disappointment within a relationship, or even the demise or the end of that union. It indicates the need for change. Something happens quite suddenly. It may also indicate a feeling of being stuck in a rut, bored, or feeling disgruntled, and may suggest a lack of energy due to non-activity. It may symbolize that new goals and aspirations are needed. That's the lightning bolt. Something's got to change. It is a feeling of depression or being unloved and unwanted. It is an indication for a desperate need for balance. It also says to remain aware of emotional upset, stress, and tensions, as this may adversely affect your health. It indicates disappointment and disruptive influences. It may be an indication that you are behaving in an egotistical or self-centered manner. Keep this in check, otherwise others may turn their back on you and on your ideals, and this can lead to upset and depression. And we kind of see it can be speaking of being bored, unmotivated, lackadaisical, and unhappy. It is up to you to turn this around for your own benefit. Reversed, it indicates that the creation of a deeper connection to another is blocked and or hindered. This may be due to circumstances beyond your control or due to a fear of intimacy. It is a time to consider how the past is connected to the present and how it may be interfering with the ability to be intimate and close with others. You are encouraged to examine your life circumstances to determine what is getting in the way of developing new relationships and make choices and take action to rectify them. Well, that's quite interesting. Now, oddly enough, there's only 2 pip cards here. And those are the 2 sixes. So let me take a look at what this 6 of Swords can mean, and if it has any meaning as it relates to this Ace of Cups, this and the Strength card. This is kind of an odd reading because they're not giving a whole lot of information. Now, it says when the 6 of Swords appears with the moon, it is an indication that it will be advisable to make sure of any changes you intend to make, as the full picture is not yet clear. All the details have not yet come together, so it will be beneficial to put things on hold at this time and wait until the time is right. And that's why this is the slowest night of the deck. We recognize that something is changing here, and it has changed quite suddenly, but it doesn't mean that we have to necessarily rush through it. It means that we need to take our time and plot and plan. And by maintaining our own individual emotional strengths and fighting the fear, taking a step back is going to give you the opportunity to, that's a positive thing, but it's also going to give you an opportunity to take a moment to look over where you came from. It definitely speaks to a victory in overcoming something with this 6 of Wands. But that's not the end of the story. Okay? Now, 2 sixes, as I said, tells of justifiable faith and trust in your partner. Now, this could be one of you walking away from another individual, an offer being put forth to you that maybe you just didn't feel like it was in your best interest. This could even be the indication that the person is going to come back around with another offer. Give them some space and time to think about whatever it is that they need to think about. That's interesting. The Six of Wands doesn't tell me anything. Excuse me. Let me read to you what this is saying. It speaks of a victory, a deserved victory after a period of struggle. That's why the Strength card has come up. It may be informing you that you could receive some great news that will enhance your victory. It indicates that there is good news or positive information on the way and tells that success is near. So if you have been awaiting news of a special project, the Six of Wands tells that the response will be a positive one. We've got to wait out this particular full moon. It tells of positive persistence and tells of reaping the results of your efforts and positive returns on a job well done. It depicts a person who has confidence in what they are doing and seeing growth in their achievements. Success and achievement in some enterprises indicated when the Six of Wands appears in a reading. A great deal of energy and effort has been put into a project or venture, and you are now in a position to reap the rewards and celebrate. It implies that your successful endeavors will attract public attention or recognition of some kind. Excuse me, be it in an article in a local newspaper or something more widespread. Public accolades will be yours and are well deserved. It indicates that relationships are on the improvement. It indicates that efforts and endeavors to do with the arts and or the sciences will prove successful. And that's that you take the time to celebrate. You have been faced with some difficult times. Now you are in a position to relax, rejoice, and be happy. It signifies a time of achievement, reward, and success, usually in the public arena. It indicates a long-awaited goal, such as publishing a book, getting a promotion, or achieving success in any chosen field. It tells of temporary gains and small victories, and also of cessation within a struggle. It asks you to have faith in yourself and suggests that good news is coming and there is an improvement in a relationship. Someone coming around to your either way of thinking is what I'm getting. It gives acknowledgement for efforts made. It indicates to you that it is a great time to organize a much needed rest, vacation, or break from the routine. If there's a concern for the health of a loved one or yourself, the Six of Wands indicates that good health will be restored in quick time. That could also be the Strength card. It is this Tower card at the top. With this Moon card. And I think what I find to be interesting is that's 3 towers. But the way it reads is, it almost reads as if somebody's defenses are broken down. I don't know what this is. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not. Well, there is the Lovers. A head or heart decision. Now, I don't know if this is the idea that someone is going to return. So if this is not an earth, it could be any sign really. So if it's not representing an earth sign or moon person, you know what I mean? This is talking about perhaps what they do as a profession or the personality traits that this person has. Could be someone who's solid and dependable, a rather grounded individual. But to me, it's like the sudden refusal, or the sudden, it's the idea that whatever this represents, it brings about a sudden and a realization. To me, this doesn't look like anything bad or negative. Sometimes the Tower card just means, I've been up here in the clouds for so long, assuming that, this tower is going to keep me safe, right? And then suddenly I realized that nothing about everything that I thought I knew is not true. That's why the crown's being knocked off the top. It just reads as though this is a change in a situation for someone. It may have to do, in some respect, with money. Yes. Maybe what security you think money can bring to you, or it's a false security. Money comes and goes. It doesn't keep you warm at night. It can change it can make your life more comfortable, more happy. You can donate more, you can travel more, you can have the biggest, the best, the brightest. Just find this to be quite different. So let's pull some. I'm going to look at this really seriously. Want to look at this reversed Ace of Cups. Those are my only two. The 2 6s are the only two repeater numbers that I have. Amante, amore, amante, the requited love. Well, the domestico. Now, what I think is that this is a past lover who has come back and offered you something. It could be something financial in nature, something that somebody wants to help, with. Maybe it's Christmas time. Maybe you're a single parent. Maybe you got extra bills. Somebody's offering to help you with something. News from far away. That's interesting. Because remember that the domestico can also be one of those, he's kind of those shady characters. Is a person offering you that money or this assistance, whatever this may be, really to help you? Or is there something else that, will there be strings and conditions put on it? Let's put it that way. They're going to expect you to do whatever it is that they want you to do. Remember, we were talking about that energy when I first put the cards down. And this Tower could be the idea that you said, hell no, you can keep whatever it is that you have to offer. And this kind of throws him in a tailspin. Okay? That's really what I'm picking up. I want to look at the 6 of Swords here. Because to me, the Tower card with the Knight underneath speaks to the idea that the person kind of recovers in some way and they come back. Maybe not physically come back, but metaphorically come back. Look, there's a Lamante female. This is definitely a split, a breakup in some kind of relationship. Someone may be trying to entice you to come back or entice you with something else. Okay? But someone's saying, you know what? It's another Tower card. It just doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't work for me. That just doesn't work for me. There's the gift, not unselfish. Isn't that funny? And that's why the head or heart has come in. I'm trying to determine what I want to look at next. I'm going to look at this Tower card. It's very prominent. And it's a fast moving energy. So if this has not occurred, it will be for some of you. A long friendship. The Giovane Fanciulla. Now this is an interesting card because this speaks to attraction to a young girl. But this can also, to me, sometimes just speaks to a woman who's very independent. Okay? And the fact that something is being conveyed, that even though this is a very, very long-standing friendship, okay, I'm going to have to decline that. It doesn't work for me. It's not good for me. There is the stanza, the room, the card of communication, but nobody there. In effect, it's kind of like somebody who's sticking to their guns. Regardless of whatever they feel. And for some of you, this Lamante female disgrazia and the presente, this could be somebody leaving you. But ultimately, it is not a gift. It is a gift that is not unselfish. Personally, it feels the energy of the male. You walking away from the male. The Morte. The Prigione. And the Dottore. And what these three cards are saying is that this is the end. And I do feel that someone, remember we're talking about the person comes back. They come back with another offer. They wait a minute. They try to give you that space. Then they come back. And what they're hoping, they're either hoping that this block of you not changing your mind, they're going to be able to come back in and swoop you up and help you out with that. But it also reads to me as a victory card, as the end. Someone is really not wanting to end that situation. They are limited in really helping you move forward. They can't help you anymore, no matter what it is that they have to offer. One more card. I want to take a look at what this moon card is all about. And then we're going to pull one angel answer card. One heart oracle tarot to kind of the casa, the home, the house, the dinari. Now, if the damn whatchamacallit comes out, I'm gonna be done. And there's the Fortuna. Now, this is a very, very strange set of cards to fall on the moon, because what it speaks to is either the fear of what this level of security means or what it's all about. But what I'm actually getting is that for some of you, there's something happening on a different level, okay? That while you're trying to move through whatever your situation is, it's going to bring major changes in terms of home life, finances, and or security, and it's brought by Jupiter. The wheel is turning. This is the Fortuna card. So this might be why the cards are counseling you to take a step back. Gather your own energy. You know, it's just something about these two characters, these two cards. And understanding that, yeah, it's a shame I had to walk away from that. But that's a sudden realization. And this is the best gift that I can give myself. There's some kind of connection here, particularly with this Lover's card over the whole reading. So this could be some kind of karmic, that would be 3 sixes. And this is some kind of karmic connection that you have with an individual. And it could even represent a twin flame past life relationship. And if that is the case, I'm getting the sense that you as the female, or in the female role in the relationship, it's not that you are the runner, okay? But that's how you appear to this person. And they don't know what to do about it. Okay? But it's simply that this could be one of those one-sided soulmate contract things that I see a lot in the Akashic records, where you have released the soulmate contract, but this person has not. It's still in their records. And the person is trying to work through it. So they keep coming back, they keep coming back, they keep coming back. No matter what happens, they just keep coming back. It's not a stalker kind of an energy, although sometimes it very well could be. The dog can show up like that sometimes. It is an 8 of Wands, a positive move forward. Now, I think it's either 8 of Coins or 8 of Wands. I can't remember which, the red border. Is it Pentacles or Wands? Okay. It is, yeah, Pentacles. It's an 8 of Coins. Something is coming to an end on a healing, spiritual, psychic level. Something is coming to an end. I wish I could get more information for you about that. It says you're a true artisan, for you have the craft, skills, knowledge, gifts, and talents to assist you even more to advance in a positive direction. The number 8 always denotes prosperity and abundance. That's an 8. But in this case, it is your efforts that have gotten you to this point. So good for you. This card often comes forth to honor and recognize individuals who are in the fields of art, design, music, and or education. When you follow and build on your passion, the soul can truly express itself and can then assist you to move closer toward your highest good. An opportunity could suddenly come up with an offer for an apprenticeship. Notice if there are areas of passion that are trying to manifest in your world. When they arise, you'll have ample moments to share them with others. I think this is the recognition that whatever this thing is that has happened, you are in effect in a position on a karmic level to recognize that that is no longer in its best interest for you. Sometimes we do have to leave people behind. Even this is even friends. Sometimes we have to leave them behind because we're now stepping onto a new path. Okay? And that may be difficult. It may be painful. It may require that you just have to, excuse me, look at the situation logically. And don't allow sympathy and your emotions to come into it. Okay? But something's definitely trying to end. These 3 sixes. Let me take a quick look at this. 3 sixes tell of an exciting romance and imply that romantic times are ahead. That's on one level. On the next level, 3 sixes speak to great pleasure. Now, I don't know if this is a future person coming in, because it reads like it's both. You walking away from one person, and when you do that, it opens. This person themselves is looking for something, and they are coming in. So I think for some of you, this is about leaving an old friend or an old partnership or relationship or new person, old person. But that, in doing so, it's going to lead someone else to you. This is the Taurus symbol. That's the bull. So again, if this person is not an actual Taurus, a Taurian, maybe sun, moon, or rising, then the person has something to do with finances and money, property, building. Maybe this is the idea that this could be one and the same person. I'm going to stick by that. That it's somebody who recognizes they've got all those things, but it's not enough for them. And you have had to just say, well, look, that's great you got all this stuff, it don't mean shit to me. That's really interesting. So that's what I have for you. I'm going to put these cards up. Oh, before I put up, I'm going to put on special the 45-minute reading. The 30-minute reading and the 45-minute reading. And if I'm not mistaken, the 30-minute reading is actually $35. So I'm going to drop that to I'm gonna do it for, say, $29. It'll be 28 and some change. Make it 29 bucks. So that's a 30-minute reading, video reading. You get to download and sample this on your own. It doesn't have to be about this reading. It could be about anything as we're starting to move into the new year. And then I'm going to do the 45-minute reading, and I'm going to take I'm going to do it for $35. I'm going to take $10 off that price for you. So the 30-minute reading is going to be $28 and some change, so roughly $29. And then I'm going to do the 45-minute reading for $35. Okay? It'll be 36 and some change. All right? 36, 37, something like that with some change. That's the fee included to do the transaction. So, check back later on this evening. I will have that posted up for you. So that you want to purchase it, you can just go ahead and click into it. I'll have everything set up. Website members, look for that new metaphysical video. If you want more interest, if you're interested in getting a reading, any of my readings, any of my products, you want to come in and read some of the articles that I write about. A lot of people write me back months later going, oh my God, you were talking about this in an astrology article, and holy shit. Or you said it in a video, holy shit, it's come true. Or I'm starting to see the pattern emerge. So there's a lot of information. You're not just paying to come on and watch the individual readings. There is so much information on my website that sometimes even I'm astounded by the amount of it. So click on the eye. That'll take you over to my website. You can join membership. And so that's that. I will be, depending on how I feel, I may try to come back and bring you one right before the new year. After Christmas, so to speak. And I'm just going to kind of let those specials run on the 30 and 45 minutes out until New Year's Eve on the 30th. So that's what I have for you. I hope those messages help. I hope I feel better soon. And until next time, namaste.